Alright guys, so we're gonna start with the main riff of the song, but first I need to let you know that the tuning it's gonna be a little bit different. Of course, if you want to still play the song on standard tuning, you can do it, but notice that the guitar right now is gonna sound a little bit different. So we need to tune the guitar down we need to tune the guitar one step down. It's gonna be in the sixth, it's gonna be D, then G, C, F, A, and D. That's one step down. So I would recommend you to tune your guitar down, right? So I'm gonna play the strings, all the strings right now, so you can match the sound in your home, right? With your guitar. And if it sounds a little bit different, it's because you need to, tune the guitar. So the sixth is gonna be on D. Then we have G on the fifth. Then we have C, then we have F, then we have A on the second string, and then we have a D on the first string, right? And if I play a G chord, it's gonna sound like that, right? Really nice. So, okay, so this song has three different parts. The first one is gonna be the main riff of the song, which is gonna be what we're gonna be repeating throughout the whole verses, right? We can play it 1,000 times. Then we have the chorus, and then we have the bridge. So we need to learn just three parts. The first part, the riff, if you learn that, you're gonna be learning like, I don't know, 70% of the song. And we're gonna be doing the following. We're gonna do that, let me rise the volume a little bit more. So we're gonna start playing on the open D string. And now I'm gonna refer to the guitar, to the strings with the standard tuning. So the D string, which is the sixth, is gonna be E, of course, because we are used to use the standard tuning. So I'm gonna use the standard tuning when I refer to a chord or a string or whatever, right? I'm just saying this because maybe you're gonna put a comment on the video saying, dude, it's not the name of the string, but I'm just saying. Then of course you can call it whatever the fuck you want, doesn't matter. Okay, so on the sixth string, we're gonna start playing the open D string, which is the open E string. We strike it, and you need to do a little bit of palm muting. It's gonna sound like that. We put this part of the hand on top of the strings, and we mute the strings a little bit. So we strike just one time. Then what we need to do, we put this hand on top of the strings and we mute the strings, and we do a death note, right? So what you can do, you can strike the whole strings, or you just can pick on the fifth string, right? On the A string. That's the movement. Then what we need to do, we strike the open E string again. We go to the fourth of the E string, and we strike the sixth on the D string, right? On the fourth. Let's go again. That's the movement. After we do that, after we strike the sixth, we're gonna do the death note twice again. And you can do that, you can strike the death note on the fifth and on the sixth, or you can do two death notes. You can strike the death note twice. Let's go again. All right, one more time. Then we go to the fourth of the E of the A string, and then we strike on the sixth of the D and the sixth of the G string. Right? We strike both at the same time. That's the movement. Let's go again. Right? After we do that, we strike both. We're gonna do the death note again twice. We do that. And after following that, we're gonna go to the fifth of the E string, and then 7 of the A, 7 of the D, back to 7 of the A. So the movement's gonna be kind of like something like that. Let's go everything in slow tempo. Now, in a slow tempo sounds really crappy. So I'm gonna play it a little bit faster, and then of course we move to the next section. You know, sounds a little bit better like the original song. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna do that. So we're gonna go to the third position of the fifth string, which is gonna be the A. And then, remember, we are one step down, but I'm using standard tuning. So we're gonna strike 3, 5, and 5, right? And then after we strike one time, what we need to do, we can need to do the dead note twice, right? What you can do, and you can choose right here, you can do palm muting twice, or you can strike the fifth of the third and the fifth of the fourth string, of the D string. But you need to do a lot of palm muting. Something like that, or you can do just palm muting. Right? So we strike one time the open string, we do the dead note twice of the mute note twice, muted note, and then we strike one more time and we slide, right? We slide to the fifth and the seventh and the seventh. So pretty much the same shape, but on a different position. So after we finish sliding, we strike it twice. Let's go again. That's the movement. So after we finish that, we're gonna go and strike the open A string. It's gonna be the fifth, right? The open A string. So we strike one time, and then we quickly go to second of the fifth, 4 and 4. And we strike it one time, right? The whole chord. Let's go again. One more time. So after we do that, we pretty much repeat the same thing we did on this position. We do the dead note twice, or you can mute the 4 and the 4 on the third and the fourth string. Something like that, and we repeat the same motion. We strike one more time, we slide to the D, right, to the D position, to the fifth, 7 and 7, and we strike twice again. So let me go again in a slow tempo. Right? And to finish, we strike the open A string and we start the whole lick again. Right? So let me show you the whole riff and then we just move forward to the next section. So there's a lot you can do, and this is up to you. You can just follow the tabs down here. We just can, improvise a little bit. I did a lot of this. So when you strike one time, again, I did no mute strings. No mute note, no dead note. So you can do that. And this is still going to sound right. It's going to sound correct. And the same thing with the dead notes on the first part. You can do something like that, You can do your own version of the song. So, okay, so that's the first part. The next one is going to be the chorus, right? So if you got this part, you have the 50 or maybe 70% of the song in the back. Right? So let's go to the chorus section. Okay, so on the chorus, we're gonna do the following. We're gonna do that. So we will use just in fifths. We're gonna use chords in fifths. So it's kind of a power chord. So we will use E power chord, then we'll G sharp, then C sharp, then A, we're gonna use then C, and a B. Everything is in power chord, all right? So the movement for the first 4 chords is going to be 2 downstrokes and then an upstroke, right? And the upstroke is going to be when we are changing the chords. Let me show you. Right? So that's the movement. I go to E, which is the first chord on the chorus. We strike twice, 2 downstrokes, and then an upstroke, but we play the open strings. Sounds a little bit wrong right now because we are using a different tuning, and this one sounds, this has a big sound because it's a lower string right now. But with distortion, everything is gonna even out a little bit. So again, you need to use distortion. Right now it's a clean because if I use distortion, it's gonna be a little bit annoying for you right now. But again, in real life, use distortion. Okay, so again, start with the E power chord, 2 downstrokes, and then open strings. Then we go to the G sharp chord and we follow the same idea. 2 downstrokes, open string. Let's go again. The next thing is going to be the C sharp chord. And we follow the same idea, 2 downstrokes, and then open strings. And then we're going to go to an A chord. And we do the same thing, same idea. So let me show you in a slow tempo. So after, I got a message. So after we stop, we end with the A chord. What we do, and we play the open strings. And when we are changing chords, we need to go to a C chord. And now we change things a little bit. We're gonna do that. So that's the movement. It's like da, 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 da. We do it in C, then we change it to a D power chord. We do the same thing. Then we go to a B chord, power chord, the B position. And then we just finish by going to D again, back to D. That is it. So let's go one more time. And that is it. That's the end of the chorus. We just repeated a couple times. The last D chord is going to be a little bit shorter because we need to change, play the whole section again. So it might be a little bit shorter. Okay, so what is next? It's going to be the bridge. Okay, so on the bridge, we're going to do... And then at the end of the bridge, we're going to change things a little bit, and we're going to do... Alright, so we're going to do that. Real simple. We already know these chords, so because we use them on the course, so we're going to start playing the A chord, for just an A chord, and the movement, the same thing we did before. 2 downstrokes, then an upstroke, and we strike the open strings, and we change chords. Right, so next position is going to be on the C power chord, and we follow the same idea. 2 downstrokes and open strings. Then we go back to an A chord and we do pretty much the same idea, and it's just back and forward. A, C, back to A, back to C, and then back to A. Let me show you. Now, when we change the second time we play on the A and we change back to C, we need to change the things, the strumming a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit different. We need to change it a little bit. So it's going to be... So it's 3 times, 3 downstrokes, and then open string, and we go back to an A chord and we kind of start again. So let me show you. right? So that is it. Then at the end of the bridge, we just finish the bridge on a different way. We start the same chord. And now we change things a little bit. We go back to C, and we do pretty much the same thing. We 3 times open, and then we go to a D chord, right? We are not going to be starting again. We just go to a D chord and we do all downstrokes. We go to a B chord, B power chord, and again, all downstrokes. That is it. So let's go again. And to finish, it's going to be at the end of the song. We strike the open E string, or D string of course, and we go to the 3rd fret. It's kind of a tiny bend. We do a tiny bend, and we release it, or we can strike it again. And that is it. All right, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and catch you on the next one.